Okay, for the Sith Lord stop motion animation, you're going to go into your Google Drive files, shared drives, and you're going to go to period 1, theatrical light painting, and you're going to go to Sith Lord SMA JPEGs. If you open up this folder, you're going to see that you have a total of 21, no, actually 20 images in here and some music, okay? And I don't know. Yeah, there you go. So you can see all the images and you can see the music. Okay, so you want to copy this folder. So let's right click and let's copy. And then you're going to go into your drive, my drive, period 1, digital photo, your digital photo folder, and you're just going to paste in that folder. Okay, so just paste those images into your digital photo 1 folder in your drive. Okay, so once they're pasted in there, then you're going to go to File. We're going to click on New Project. So we're going to open up Premiere and we're going to click on New Project. And we're going to call this Sith Lord SMA _ your first initial and your last name. And then we want to go to location. We're going to choose a location. You want to make sure that you're saving this work back in your drive, my drive, digital photo 1, and make sure you're putting it back in that Sith Lord file that you have in there. Okay, so you're going to, so for me, I have something set up a little bit different. So I'll just go ahead and select this folder here. Okay. And then I'm going to say create. Okay. So make sure that you go to Window, Workspaces, All Panels. Make sure they're all open. And I'm going to come over here and go into Source No Clips. So I have this looking like this. I'm going to make this a little bit, move this up a little bit so I can import my clips here. So I'm going to go ahead and import my clips. Going to go to File, Import. And if you, before we do this, if by chance you happen to have this Learn window or, frame open, just come over here and click on Close Panel so that it looks like this, okay? All right, so we're going to go to File, we're going to go to Import, and we are going to go and get those images. Let me just, I have them, where I'm going to go to get them is a little bit different than you. Okay, so you'll just go into your drive and you'll go into your digital photo folder and you'll get your images from there. And I'm going to go ahead and Sith Lord SMA. Okay, here we go. And here are the images. I'm going to select 1 through 20. And also the music, holding down the Shift key so that, let me just do that again. I'm going to select 1 and I'm going to hold down the Shift key. And I'm going to open, and I'm also going to select the music and I'm going to open. And it's going to import those files. All right. So, okay, I'm going to go over here to my, I'm just going to look and see if my sequence should be 1 through 20. And I'm going to go ahead and select 1 through 20 here. And then I'm going to click on icon view. And then I'm going to drag them into my timeline. And I can adjust my timeline by sliding this back and forth. I'm going to move it up a little bit so I have more space here. And what I'm going to do is go back into my list view and I'm going to select 1 through 20. And then I'm going to go back to my icon view and then I'm going to drag them. And then I'm going to leave a little space in between. I'm going to right click in between that, right click on my mouse, and I'm going to go ripple delete. And then I'm going to drag them over again. Let's see here. And ripple and delete. And so now I've copied them 3 times onto my timeline. And now I'm going to copy them one more time, ripple and delete. And so I have them now copied onto my timeline 4 different times. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select all the clips, and I'm going to right click on them, and I'm going to go to speed duration, and I'm going to change this to the 4 to a 0 and the 29 to a 15 and 15. And I'm going to click on ripple edit shift trailing clips and say okay. And that's going to reduce my clips now. So if I bring these over, we can see that I've now have my clips here, and it's about like a little over 30 seconds, about a 40-second video, which is fine. I want my stop motion animation to be about that fast, about 40 seconds total. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to go, well, I will adjust that later, I think. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and click on my music, and I'm going to select my music. Now, where I'm going to mark in my music, if I bring this little scrubber over, so I'm going to bring it all the way to 5825. 58. That's not what I meant to do. 58, 20, 58, 58, 25. If I click on this, it'll just move it back a little bit. 25, I'm going to set in there with my little marker here. I'm going to set in, and this is my mark out. This is my mark in. And then I'm going to bring it all the way to 1 minute and 35 seconds and 21. So 1:35, 21, 1:35, 21. Okay, so I'm going to back it back. There it is, 1:35. I'm going to mark it out. Okay. Now I'm going to make sure my scrubber is at the end of my clips, and I'm going to click on this, which is insert. And what it's going to do is going to insert my music. And now I'm going to move it over. And it looks like I might need to adjust my music. I'll just bring it this way a little bit, just to drag it out a little bit, and then make sure this is on the very end. And I'm going to adjust this and drag it out a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to listen to the end really quick. I'm going to make sure I'm going to make these clips a little bigger, because what I want to do is I want to make sure that, do you see this music here? Do you see how like there's like this kind of like green height of music? I want to make sure that this is kind of lined up with my clip a little bit. So let's see here at the very end here. So that this kind of, there's like kind of this drama at the very end of the clip. I kind of want it to be lined up with each of these. So let's go ahead and let's play this, and let's see how this sounds. I'm going to go ahead and play this at the very end here. So every time you hear that dun, 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 you kind of see a clip changing. So let's try that again. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, and we kind of, every time you heard the dun, 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 you saw a clip changing with the pace of the music. Okay? So let's listen to that again. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is bring this out a little bit. Okay. going to bring this out just a little bit, and then I'm going to listen to that again. All right, bring this over so I can see this a little bit better. I'm gonna bring this to the end and I'm gonna listen to that. And I'm gonna bring this out just a little bit, and then I'm gonna stretch this last part out just a little bit, and then so my last image is a little bit longer. Okay, that looks good. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a audio transition under my effects panel over here. So I'm going to click on audio transition, crossfade, and I'm going to do exponential fade, and I'm going to add that to the end. And then I'm going to shorten that to a little bit, like halfway. And then let's kind of listen to that again. And that sounds good. It kind of, we have this last clip at the very end, and then it just fades out. And then we're going to go to the beginning, and we're going to add the same exponential fade, this time to the front of so it kind of fades in. And let's go ahead and listen to this whole thing now and just see how it sounds. And there we go. That works pretty darn well. And we've got this kind of dramatic music that is similar to the music that was originally from Star Wars. So, and then once you're done, you're going to export this. So you're going to click over here on export. And we're going to call it the exact same name, Sith Lord SMA _ your first initial, last name. And we're going to select high quality 1080p HD and H.264. Make sure entire source is selected, and we're going to click on export. And it'll take a few minutes for it to export. And then once it does, you're going to want to go into your file and go to your drive and go into your folder where you have it. Okay. And I love it when this happens. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to come over here, and here is the video that you just made. And you can go ahead and play it, and there you go. There's the video that you just made. All right. And then you go all the way to the end here. Perfect. All right, and you are done. And you're just going to turn that into the shared drive. Go back into the module, and